like, and subscribe. As usual, I like to get straight to business. So let's get straight to business. Reparations are a smokescreen designed to confuse and hide Special Field Order 15 and land taken illegally from black families by organizations such as the KKK, whom we know exactly how white farmers gained their so-called generational wealth. We also want all KKK organizations and white supremacist organizations to pay for the human atrocities they committed when it comes to taking homes and land from black families. So what is Special Field Order 15? Special Field Order 15 is our reparations. It is 40 acres and a mule. Special Field Order 15, it is a wartime order proclaimed by Union General William Tecumseh Sherman on January 16, 1865. This provides 400,000 acres of land along the Atlantic coast of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. The mules were to be lent to black Americans. This is our reparations. This is a Special Field Order 15. This cannot be rescinded. This is a spoils of war. Congress cannot take it away. Presidents cannot take it away. And the Supreme Court cannot take it away. This is the spoils of war. And it was owed to us because of inhumanity. President Andrew Jackson tried to revoke. President Andrew Johnson tried to revoke Sherman's wartime order number 15, but could not. No spoils of war can be rescinded by any branch of the United States government. Spoils of war are just that, and no defeated government can take back what they have lost. Nowhere in the history of the world and on earth has anything been taken back that was legally won in war. Black Americans are human beings and the true Hebrew Israelites, and that has been proven and documented that we are Homo sapien, therefore 100% human beings containing no Neanderthal DNA. The order was to be paid to 18,000 black families, enslaved, and others living in the area. My family on my father's side goes back to Florida. On my mother's side, on my mother's family, to Mississippi, where they were held in bondage. So understand, what we're calling, when it comes to black Americans, we're not just talking about spoils of war. We're talking about reparations due to us because of the injustice done to human beings. Slavery, colonization are a threat to humanity. And human beings are Homo sapiens. Now, what Caucasians are calling their lands were taken from black farmers in a lot of cases, and they have no title to that land taken from black farmers. Those lands cannot be legally sold to the rich by banks until research is done to find out who truly owned the land and what states violated Special Order 15. So in other words, what I'm saying is this. The banks cannot repossess that land from white farmers unless those farmers can show title to that land, that they owned it and they did not steal or take it away from black people illegally. And the simple fact of the matter is the documentation and the titles are still there. Reparations are a smokescreen designed to confuse and hide Special Order 15, which is a legally binding contract. And we know exactly how some white families gain their so-called generational wealth. We also want all KKK organizations and white supremacist organizations to pay for their human atrocities. Reparations are not some made up out of the sky amount of money. Reparations due us is Special Field Order 15, legally binding law. Reparations are a form of justice which takes up the Atlantic coast of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, beachfront properties that belong to black Americans with interest, and the lands taken from black farmers before and after Jim Crow law and slavery should be given back. Black Americans, the true Hebrew Israelites, do not need charity, subsidies, and welfare. We want back what is legally ours, and it is God's will, Yahweh's will, that we receive our justice. Once this is done, we can concern ourselves with Black Wall Street and other black cities and towns destroyed by the United States government, and this includes Central Park in New York. Now let's stop playing with us. We don't have to figure out or do some kind of mathematics to understand what reparations are owed to foundational black Americans. We know it is the law, it is written in the books. And Special Field Order 15, like I said, Andrew Jackson could not revoke it. He tried to revoke it, he could not revoke it. This is not a state by state thing. This is owed to us by the federal government, and the federal government spearheaded the taking of lands, cities, and towns that were owned by black Americans. Understand this. Black Americans, we did not fight for integration. Integration was forced on us when our towns, cities, Black Wall Street, and other financial institutions were destroyed and taken over by the government in 1920, which led to the Great Depression of 1930. This is how influential the black community was in the United States of America, and we've done it legally. We've done it without welfare, without subsidies, without food stamps. We earned it. And Yahweh is going to see to it that we get what we deserve. Now, do the white farmers who are crying about losing their generational wealth or whatever, well, guess what? You gave it away. You gave it away when you voted for Donald Trump because you didn't deserve it in the first place. You didn't deserve it, and it wasn't yours. And now you've given it back. And it's black America. And this is one thing I want to say. I hear a lot of young black Americans talking about, we're not taking this stuff. We are not like our grandparents, our ancestors. You are right. You are not like your ancestors. Your ancestors came here as slaves and fought and defeated the institution of slavery, and we took our freedom. Then we fought for civil rights and voting rights and affirmative action. And we got that. And we also made it possible for every minority that came to the United States to experience democracy and upward mobility for the first time in their lives. You talk about you are not your relatives. You are not your ancestors. Muhammad Ali freed spearheaded the fight against the draft, which is a life or death experience, which forces you, the draft is basically slavery. It forces you to give up your life. And we all know that a lot of wars that have been fought in the United States is not for democracy, it's for corporations and it's for oil. We know that for a fact. And Black American spearheaded the fight against the draft, led by Muhammad Ali, who won. Some of the greatest fighters of all time, World War II, the Red Tails, Tuskegee Airmen. Go back to slavery, Frederick Douglass. And there are so many, many Black Americans that fought for our freedom. Then after Frederick Douglass, you have Booker T. Washington that spearheaded our economic and business acumen. And from the knowledge of Tuskegee, we built manufacturing firms. We built the internet that you watch now. Home computers, ambulances, freezer trucks, even AC/DC electricity, the telephone, cars, the oil pumps in cars. Do your history. You found out that we invented all these things. Then you look at blackface. And what is blackface? That is white people stealing the music and the dance and the performance of Black Americans. They wore blackface to pretend to be us. And when someone pretends to be you, it is a form of flattery, which they have tried to flip into something derogatory. They put on blackface because they wanted to pretend that they could dance and sing as well as we could. And another thing to these young people, the people that you talking about that you are not like, we gave the world its swag. And we are the creators of democracy around the world. Because before us, it was just fake. It was just fake. But I'm going to let it go there. And I'm going to, in coming videos, I'm going to talk about the nonsense of homosexuality. And I'm also going to tell you what we should be doing economically to profit off of the depression and recession that we're going through. This depression and recession is really an act of God designed to put us on top where we've always been. It has been propaganda and lies that has given Caucasians credit for the things that we have done as well as created, not just for ourselves, but for every minority in the United States of America, including Caucasians. Curt Flood gave Major League Baseball free agency. Oscar Robertson gave the NBA free agency. And these things have spread all over the world. So when you say you are not like your ancestors, you better check yourself, because you're embarrassing yourself and you're denigrating yourself. Because you are the ancestors of God's chosen people, the true Hebrew Israelites. like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.